Okay, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where people make mockery of you, people laugh at you, and they scoff at you while you are pursuing your purpose, while you are determined to pursue your purpose? Now, maybe you found yourself in a situation where you are going into comedy, and then you were called upon in a show, and then you gave your very best comedy, and you know how many times you spent you had to pass through sleepless nights, to come up with this comedy. And after giving your very best comedy, no one laughed, not a single person. And then you look around and you see people, scoffing. Maybe at the end of the show, one or two persons might even walk up to you and say, "Man, that was a very bad performance. Comedy is not your calling. Just drop it." Or maybe you found yourself in a situation whereby you've posted your content online, the very best content. Maybe you've spent lots of time to come up with these things. You've posted them online, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Not even a single like. No one liked it. Not your best friend, not your own spouse or your partner. No one just liked it. And no engagement, zero engagement. Or maybe you've been in a situation whereby you were called to speak, maybe as a motivational speaker or a preacher, and then in the congregation you discover while you were speaking, people were uncomfortable. No one was flowing. People were uninterested. Perhaps some people were even walking away from the hall. How will you feel? These are devastating moments. They bring your morals down. But then, how do you handle such when people make mockery of you and tell you you're not talented, you are not good enough, this thing you are pursuing, you are never going to get it? Is that going to make you to back down, to give up on your dreams, to give up on your goals, and then to start considering what am I going to do again? Oh, I'm good for nothing. Is that going to change your mental orientation of yourself, even when you are convinced you know who you are? I want to tell you that shouldn't. In fact, it should be a fuel to energize you, to do better, to continue doing better. See, I want to tell you, no one starts off as a professional. No one starts off as a professional. Yes, your show might not be funny. That's your comedy. Yes, you think that that's the best, but it might really not be funny. They might be true. But then making mockery of you should not demoralize you. It should prompt you to do more. See, for every mistake, there is a masterpiece. And for every imperfection, there's a perfection. But these things are healing. When an artist starts off with a painting, with an artwork, you don't see the beauty at the beginning. You only see sketches, you only see lines, you only see things that are maybe incongruent, they don't make sense. But at the end of the artwork, that's when you see the masterpiece. So that's how it is. You cannot start off as a professional. You start off with mistakes. But for those mistakes to turn into a masterpiece, the key to unlock that is consistency. When you give up, you've messed it up. So it is the consistency that will unlock the masterpiece from the mistakes. It's the consistency that will unlock the perfection from the imperfections. So I want to tell you, you don't have to give up. You have to know who you are, okay? So when you are losing hope, when you see that things are not working the way you want to, it is a call to continue pushing. It's a call to be better. When people criticize you, they make mockery of you. See, the secret, which I want to tell you right now, is to listen to them. Pick the point. Don't let it get to you. Yes, people can criticize, they can say things that are untrue, things that are unreal. But if you screen it very well, there may be things that are true that you can take for improvement, continuous improvement. So you pick those ones. But don't let the demoralizing thing, don't let their intent get to you. They might want to knock you out or knock you down. But don't let it get to you. Just pick the things and work on yourself. Keep on improving. Now I want to talk to you about inertia. We should know inertia from physics, Newton's law. A body will continue at a state of rest until acted upon by an external force. Now that external force acting upon this body, and if I want to move this table, it's going to take me more force to move it a bit. But once it has started moving, it's going to take less force. Now let's take for instance an airplane is taking off. The speed at takeoff is not the same speed when it hits the air. The same thing with a rocket. A rocket might be taking off at speeds of about let's say about 500 miles per hour, but when the rocket hits maximum speed, it should be going at about 17,000 miles per hour, over 17,000 miles. The same thing with an aeroplane. Maybe aeroplanes might be taking off at about over 100 miles per hour, but at full speed, it should be over 500 miles per hour. So that's initial, work. That's a beginning. Your beginning. You need more force. You need more work. You need more sleepless nights. It's the time that you need to keep on doing more work. But once you've gotten to a certain level, you are already in motion. So that's inertia. To overcome that inertia, you need more work, more force. Now, where is the external? That's where the question of what drives you comes in. For inertia, that body will continue in a state of rest until acted upon by an external force. Now, you are starting. What is the force that is acting upon you? It is what is going to push you to go into motion. And once you are into motion, it becomes easier. So you are making these mistakes, you are making these errors, people are talking you down, people are mocking you. It is the force that is pushing you that will determine if you can overcome those negative comments and those inertia for you to move into a state of free flow. And then you don't need much force anymore. That is where that force comes in. What is the force driving you? In Japanese, they have a concept called ikigai. Now, ikigai is your reason for living. Now, if you are posting your content, if you are doing your things for people's validation, when people begin to make mockery of you, you are going to get demoralized, and then your source of motivation or your force will dry off because you are basing your value on people's validation. But you shouldn't do that. I want you to tap into Ikigai. Ikigai is what is the reason for your living. That is a better driving force. Yes, you might have this passion for comedy. If you have passion for it, you can build your Ikigai on comedy. Is your passion? People want it. It can give you money. It can better the world. So you can push it. So if your Ikigai is into maybe posting of those content, creating content on a niche, no matter how people make mockery of you, you are not doing it for their validation. No matter how much maybe people don't like it, even your closest friend does not even show a like, click a like or engage your post. The point is, have you assessed yourself? At least you have a particular aspect of the world you are making better. You have a good reason. So keep pushing. Your Ikigai will keep on providing that driving force that will make you overcome that inertia, those discouraging words, those discouragements from people. And once you have overcome it, then it becomes free-flowing. So you need to note that people should not be, the validation of people should not be the source of your valuation. You should know what you're doing. You should keep pushing. Those imperfections are waiting for your consistency to unlock the perfections from there. Those mistakes are waiting for you to remain consistent, to unlock that masterpiece. No one starts off as a professional, and you should know that all mistakes are leading you to that masterpiece.